What?
Welcome back, everybody. I'm so excited. We have another edition of Does It Bite? We're going to talk about all things pest control and pest management. Stephanie Fox here with Michael Askew. How's it going today?
Oh, doing great. How about you?
Good.
Awesome.
I'm really excited about what we're going to talk about today. It's a little different than what we usually talk about. We focus a lot on the pest, but today I want to focus on the pest management professional.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Because it occurs to me as we've been having a conversation that maybe these folks at home would like a peek behind the curtain.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? So we're going to peek behind the curtain today, Michael.
Yeah, it's not pretty, but we'll do it.
It's going to be great. Because one of the things that we talk a lot about philosophically at Bug Tech is that everything we do is customer centric.
Right.
You know, what matters to that customer matters to us. And so I want to talk a little bit about that today. So why don't you tell me a little bit about how you train your team to be respectful when they walk into a customer's home? Because we were talking earlier that that's pretty personal.
Oh, yeah. So when it comes to your pest control technician, especially my pest control technician, like my team, we are very picky when it comes to who we hire. I mean, we can hire any guy off the street, any person off the street to come do pest control. But that's not who I am, and that's not who I want my team to be.
Right.
My team is going to go into a lot of our customers' homes, and our customers' homes are their castle. It's where all their personal stuff is. It's their families, all their loved ones, all their keepsakes, everything like that. So you want someone to come into your house that's going to respect all that.
Right.
So the way I train my guys, I tell them that, how would you want somebody to come into your house? How would you want them to respect your house?
Right.
You know, when we do pest control, we like to do the inside first. When we tell our customers, let us do the inside first, just in case we walk through some mud and stuff on the outside, we don't track it inside.
I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's those little
Just
things
little
like that.
things.
It's those little things. It's making a customer part of your family at that time. You know, thinking about them and say, man, this could be my mom. This could be my wife. This could be my uncle. This could be my grandmother.
Right.
We want to treat them as if they are our family.
Yeah.
And we're going to do the best work that we can for them. We're going to treat their home, themselves, with as much respect as possible to make sure that they feel like, man, when those guys come in here, it's like, I can trust them.
Yeah.
I can trust them to do anything.
That's really, trust is something that's not given easily. It's earned.
That's right.
One of the other things that we talk a lot about as we've done these podcasts is it can be really embarrassing or shameful when you have a bed bug invasion or German roaches. I know that would be very embarrassing for me. And so talk to me about how you handle that with a customer, because we're here to help. And we always say, but there's no judgment. But tell me what that looks like.
You took the words right out of my mouth. We are very compassionate.
Yeah.
As a team, because I am. And I try to portray that onto my team.
Yeah.
And my team also shows that when it comes to our customers. Even when we come to each other, you know. Compassion is a trait that isn't really being shown anymore. I remember growing up, that's all it was compassion and showing love for your fellow neighbor and things like that. So when we go into those, especially those highly sensitive situations where it's a bed bug infestation or German roach infestation, we want the customer to know they're not the only ones dealing with this. There's so many. I mean, we do so many bed bug jobs in a day, so many German cockroaches in a day.
And it's all people of all walks of life and all socioeconomic brackets.
Yes.
So it's not your fault.
No, it's not. And we love you just who you are.
Yeah.
We're going to come in and we're going to love on you. We're going to make sure we take care of you. We want you to know that this problem that you're dealing with now is no longer your problem.
I love that.
It's Bug Tech's problem now.
Yeah.
You have everything else in the world to worry about. Don't worry about this. Let Bug Tech handle it. If you enjoyed this episode of Does It Bite, please remember to like and subscribe.
I always wondered, you don't ever think, when I grow up, I'm going to be a pest control technician. At least I never
Right.
thought that as a little girl.
Right.
But it seems to me that you and your team have a lot of passion
Yes.
for what you do.
That's the key.
And it's something that I had never thought about, being passionate about pest control.
Yes. So it's not about the pest control per se.
Okay.
It's about having a passion to help.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody, like I said, anybody could do pest control.
Yeah.
You could go to a big box store, buy a whole bunch of chemicals, and just go make money, which people do.
Yeah.
But when it comes to bug tech and what we do, it's a passion for not just killing stuff,
Right.
but it's a passion of taking care of our customer.
Yeah.
And that's where, that's why I do what I do.
Right.
Is because I love taking care of the customer. When I can see that person who's been dealing with this for a very long time, and we come in and you could just see the relief on their
Yeah.
face, that's what it's all about. When we can go in and I get a customer who calls and says, you know what, Adam did a great job. I was so freaked out about what was going on. Adam came in and all of a sudden, I'm like, I just feel this weight lifted. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And Brent is Brent, it's so funny because he seems like he has this hard outer shell, but when it comes to the customer, his passion and his love for the customer just shines straight through. And we have so many people who say, I want Brent, I want Brent, I want Brent to
Isn't
come
that
out.
interesting?
And that's who we are.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm not even talking about just bug tech.
Right.
There are a lot of great pest control companies out there who
Yeah.
have that passion. There's a lot who don't.
Yeah.
So when you're looking for a pest control technician, you want to make sure that they look at you as family. When they come in, they call you out by name. They ask you how your kids are doing. They wonder, hey, did your dog ever have the puppies that last time I
So
was
you
here?
remember, you
Yeah.
build relationships so that it isn't just a pest problem, it's a person that you're helping deal with a pest problem.
I want them to call Michael.
Right.
I want them to call Brent. I want them to call Adam. I want them to call Matt, Keone. I want them to call Mark and James. I want them to call. I want them to call all my guys.
Yeah.
Anthony and Louie. I want them to call them.
Yeah.
I don't want them to say I'm going to call Bug Tech.
I love that.
I want them to call Louie. I want
love
them to
that.
call Anthony.
Yeah.
That's what we're striving for. We want them to see us as friends and as family.
I love that. So the other thing we talked a lot about too is, who the person is more important than sort of any knowledge they may bring to the table, because you can teach that.
Mm-hmm.
There's training, there's licensure, but that's another really important part, the technical aspect of this job.
Mm-hmm.
And not everyone is ethical or takes that to heart.
That's right.
So can you speak a little bit to that? Because I think when you're looking for a pest control technician, that's another really big factor, right?
Oh, yes. Anybody could get licensed. I mean,
Okay.
you could, like you said, you could teach that.
Yeah.
But there's some things in life that you can't teach that has to be inside of a person.
Right.
The way they were brought up, the way that their parents taught them, the way that they live their life. That's what we look for when we're hiring
Yeah.
pest control technicians. I mean, we go through this huge vetting process when it comes to hiring. And, it's funny how when we do hire, which is very seldom because we don't have high turnover.
Yeah, we were just talking to Brent this morning, and he's been here like 16 years.
Yeah, yes.
That's
yes.
a long time to do
Yes.
pest control
It's a
at
long
the same
time.
company.
Yes, but it goes to show you the mindset that we have.
Right.
The mindset of love, of the brotherhood that we have with each other.
Yeah.
Because that's
Y'all
why
are
it's
tight.
so hard. Yeah, that's why it's so hard for us to, find that special person who's going to fit.
Right.
We have 3 or 4 interviews with that person before we even think about hiring them.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure that they fit. We want to make sure that they fit with our brotherhood, that they're going to do what I expect them to do in a customer's home.
Yeah.
And I can't teach that. I can't teach integrity. I can't teach morality. But if they come in and we interview and they show that integrity, the love, the respect, and those are all the characteristics of a bug tech
Yeah.
technician.
I love that you've talked about that, because I think in this day and age, we've gotten so desensitized to personal face-to-face relationship. And I think that's hurt us just in our community and in our world. And so going back to sort of the core of how we were created to be, which is to be in relationship with each other, even if it's, a customer professional relationship, it's still relationship.
That's right.
And I think I really appreciate that about the team. One of the other things that we talk a lot about is from a customer perspective, it's not just doing the job right, but how does a customer feel when we leave the home?
Exactly.
So I want you to talk a little bit about that and what that looks like for the Bug Tech team.
Yes, ma'am. So the biggest thing that we always want to leave the customer with is not just dead bugs. It's not just removal of a raccoon, but to leave with a smile on their face.
That's good.
When we leave, we want them smiling.
Yeah.
To know, man, those guys know their stuff. They know what they're doing. But most of all, they treated me with respect. They loved on me. They took care. I mean, they even said hi to my dog, petted my dog. They gave my child
It's
a coloring
genuine,
book.
it's authentic,
Yes.
it's real.
Yes, it is not this mask that we put on.
Yeah.
We love on our customers.
Yep.
We do. We love on them. And like I said, we want them to call Michael.
Right.
I love Michael.
Yeah.
I love Brent. I'm calling him Brent.
Yep.
Brent's my guy.
Yeah.
And that's what we strive for
I love
each
it.
and every day.
I love it. Well, thank you, Michael.
Oh, yeah.
I know this was a little unorthodox for the podcast.
It's my
but,
passion, though. You picked
but
the
it
right
is.
question.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. And it's so important, and I think it's so rare. So I appreciate you and your team so much. And thanks for the peek behind the pest control curtain.
Awesome.
Because
Yeah.
I believe it's who you are is more important than what you do.
Exactly.
Right?
That's exactly
awesome.
right. Yes,
Thanks
ma'am.
for tuning in. Thanks for taking a little time to invest in us, because we certainly want to invest in you. But that's another edition of Does It Bite? We'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this episode, check out more Does It Bite?